his position was, anybody that knows me knows that I don't hate black people. I'm not a racist. Yada yada yada. People were trying to tell him we all don't know you.
Right.
And this is how these tweets come off. A lot of the tweets were a lot worse than the looking in my rim rap lyric part that Mark
I want to
mentioned.
know the worst.
I wouldn't read them.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't feel comfortable.
I wouldn't even read them, but
Okay.
they were pretty bad.
Y'all, I want to apologize because I didn't see all the tweets. I saw people talking about, yo, you shooting them too much bail. I thought it was just the N-word tweet. I ain't know it was Beyonce tweets. I knew it was a reason that there was a lot of shea butter out there upset with Rory, but I didn't necessarily know the severity of the situation. I went and privated them videos so fast. Now, we got to see what the Joe Budden podcast, the Podfather himself, has to say about his ex-co-hosts and the apologies and the resurfaced tweets. Y'all better like the video. Y'all better subscribe. Let's get it.
That's what's up, man.
It was just tough. It was tough. I ain't gonna sit here and act like Tough Tony. It was tough giving her my undivided and full attention and keeping Rory's name in my search bar. I can't. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Don't you hate when the drama land right when you're doing some shit you gotta do?
Oh yeah.
Oh my God.
I ended class early yesterday. I was like, I'm sorry, I got something to do. I was right in some spaces listening.
But where do y'all want to start?
There.
Is that where you want to start, Mona? Okay.
I don't know what y'all talking about. I want to know.
Oh.
Take it away. Brother Dupe.
A couple of days ago now,
Yeah.
there was a little bit of a hullabaloo on social media. I'm trying to do this gently, carefully. It's actually started in a really interesting place, which was they were having a debate. Rory and his co-host were having a debate about, or having a conversation about GNX versus the Clips winning, what would win the Grammy. And Rory had said that, you know, he was rooting for the Clips to win the Grammy.
See, I love when somebody say something that I said too, but they get all the. Oh my God! I was like, oh shit, that's what they doing to him.
Well, that's what was crazy about it.
Get him!
Because I feel the same way. I think Maul, I don't know how Maul felt about it, but Rory felt that way about it. And the fans, the Kendrick fans went hard. They started tweeting and trolling. They were coming after me this week too for some stuff that, you know, they do that. If you say one thing, they take it as like an act of violence.
Kendrick has a hive, huh?
Yeah. Okay. Oh, him. Yeah. And if you say anything about Drake, it seems like anti-Kendrick, and Kendrick is anti-Drake. All that kind of shit.
Yeah,
but all the fans are crazy these days to me. So anyway, so then they started digging into old tweets as part of their full-on assault against our brother Rory. And they went in the old tweets, and they found tweets that were problematic to people.
What?
You trying, boy? I'm giving it to you.
And so,
But what kind of problematic?
So-
Homophobic, transphobic, racist?
they were interpreted as racist.
What?
Yeah. Now, to be clear,
Not him.
yeah, to be.
That shit up.
What's funny is you're not even being funny. Like people gonna
I'm
think you're doing it.
dead
People gonna think we
serious.
set this up, but we really
No,
didn't.
we
Like,
did. I didn't know.
Yeah. So basically, I don't want to rehash all the tweets, but some of them were like, they were like from 15 years ago. That's first thing. Second, some of them were RTs, right? So back in the day on old school Twitter, there was no retweet button. You typed RT and then wrote what the other person said. So sometimes people were interpreting him as saying something that he actually didn't say. He was retweeting somebody else. A couple times he tweeted a rap lyric. You know, your chick is looking at my rim. You know, the lyric that they thought he was saying. So,
Mark, you doing like a word salad right now.
so there was a whole. She asked me what the tweet said. So there was a bunch of tweets. Some of them were offensive to celebrities. Some were seen as anti-black women, etc. That's what happened. And then the other piece of it was he defended himself. He went on Spaces to explain his position and had a very long 4.5 hour.
And put on an absolute masterclass in how you should not defend yourself.
Yeah.
4.5 hours is way too long.
An absolute, boy, that was...
You said in how you should not.
Yeah.
Is It is a way to do that. It really is. It's a science to it. And apologizing. People don't know how to do it though.
So I think that what he did right. So then, the fourth step was finally he went on his show and offered an apology, particularly for the dismissiveness with which he had dealt with the opening part of that conversation. In the spaces.
In the spaces. Dismissive, smug, condescending,
snarky,
arrogant, snarky.
What?
His position was anybody that knows me knows that I don't hate black people. I'm not a racist. Yada yada yada. People were trying to tell him we all don't know you.
Right.
And this is how these tweets come off. A lot of the tweets were a lot worse than the looking in my rim rap lyric part that Mark
I want to
mentioned.
know the worst.
I wouldn't
ones.
read them.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't feel comfortable.
I wouldn't even read them. But
Okay.
they were pretty bad. So I think people were just trying to hold him accountable and get him to at least acknowledge that in them resurfacing, there are people that weren't around back then that are hurt, that feel a way, that listen to you, that follow you, that look up to you, yada, yada, yada. All of the
But
bells
even
and
the
whistles.
people that do know you, they still be hurt about it. Even if they like people get hurt by stuff like that, especially when they support you.
But I think some people gave him grace because they know him. Like, I know he's not racist, so I'm going to look at the tweet differently than somebody
Like
who
I
doesn't.
can't know a white boy enough that he can't say. I don't care.
And he didn't.
Oh, well,
And
I'm
he
just
didn't.
saying. I use it as an example.
Yeah. I just want to be clear
I can't know
for
a
the
white
audience.
person enough that they can do racist shit, but whatever.
Yeah, I thought some of the more tweets I saw, the more I was like, yeah, that's even if I'm being generous, that's too much, right? And I think that he will likely address that. It got big. The story got bigger than I thought it would be when I saw it on TMZ.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I saw it on TMZ, I was like, ooh. And
CMZ, Baller, a lot. It grew legs.
Yeah.
It grew legs rather quickly.
yeah.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah, and mentioning Beyonce doesn't ever stop things from growing legs.
Yeah.
So that's its own.
He mentioned Beyonce.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Beyonce tweet. Yeah, Rory's getting shit off.
Yeah.
Rory's getting shit off.
Yeah. 2011 was a different time.
Y'all agree that Twitter was like a whole nother place back then?
It was.
It was.
It was.
It was. I
It
wasn't
was.
doing it. Okay.
That just doesn't excuse anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
It was. I was there for it. I participated. It just doesn't excuse anything. If the tweets ever come up, which, number one, I'm confused how people that have some stuff going on are not doing a forensic
Bro,
cleanse
I
on
got
their across their
8,000
social media.
followers and deleted everything.
Well, you know, some people use there's devices and tools you can use to find stuff even after you
Yeah.
delete it.
Yeah, but that's different. I feel like you making an effort to delete it that changes the narrative.
But I'm just wondering if I don't even know if this stuff was still.
Any step you can implement to make those tweets harder to come across
sure.
for the casual, you should take those. You should take those steps.
I'm just wondering. I was wondering if he deleted his and they found him anyway. That's all I'm wondering. I don't know.
No.
Oh no, they just sitting there.
I don't think so.
Okay, got you.
I haven't asked him that, but
Got you. Yeah.
in 2011, them tweets were so bad they start kicking my back in. Hey, them tweets were so bad. This motherfucker Joe Budden brought him into the coach. I was like, I didn't know this nigga in 2011. I had no idea who he was in 2011.
Yeah.
But do I think Rory's racist? No.
Of course
Yeah,
not.
nah.
Yeah.
Do I think that there must always, there's just law to how white people have to listen to black people in black spaces, I feel.
Period.
Yeah.
Like,
I agree.
If you hurt someone with your words, and when the words are of a certain, context, yeah, I don't think it's your right to be smug in that instance. And I think he acknowledged that.
He did. I think when it first happened, because there was a couple moving parts. One was some of the things they said he did was like a fake tweet that somebody had made, and so he was responding to that. The other thing was, I think he thought he was in a room full of weirdo Kendrick stans who were just attacking him and being unreasonable. And then, to your point, the people who came, the room was filled with crazy people, sane people who didn't know what was going on. So it was like the Kendrick person was a person like you who's like, yo, what the fuck just happened? I don't know. Then those people who were just hurt and want to answer. And I think, if some of y'all don't know how Spaces works, it might be, there wasn't equal representation on the stage at first. So I think part of it was he was responding to a certain kind of person. And I think that contributed to the dismissiveness. It still was dismissive, but I think that contributed to it. And then as it got bigger, sometimes you get in a situation you dig your heels in and you just double down on the shit you're already doing. And I think that's what happened, and it just got worse. But you absolutely should not defend yourself in that way.
Rory is somebody that's usually in black spaces since he started, right? It's like he's in black stuff, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So if you're white and you benefit off of shit like that, you have to be super vigilant about what you say and do. That's my personal opinion, especially if you're making money off the niggas. I shouldn't be able to find you saying no crazy shit that I would be offended about, period. Me, I got 8,000 followers and went backwards and deleted stuff. Like it's a thought process. You get to a point where you take that extra effort. Also, I think the average person doesn't know how to apologize, and I get that. But when you have a platform, I don't think there's anything wrong with trying to figure it out. I literally Google how to apologize because there's really ways not to do it. Like a lot of people fuck up when they apologize because they'll say something that sounds like an excuse or close to it. You just focus on yourself. You just be accountable for what you did and you apologize. You don't bring up nothing else in the story. And most people don't know how to do that.
Spaces was also just not the place to do it.
Yeah, agreed.
Especially when I think someone said there was a 4 hours worth of Spaces because he may have said the right thing at some point.
It was more than that.
Yeah.
It was more than that.
Yeah, then it was after
4 hour space might have been there after.
It was. Then there was the other one with the homeboy, and there was another. It was several of them.
Especially when you have a platform like he has, like
Right.
you could just do it right there,
And you would be buying yourself time to think.
that too.
Buy yourself time to think about how you would like to respond. The stuff don't look good. It don't look good.
Right.
So, and a lot of people love you. So how do I want to address this? Right? Like responding immediately on space. It was, like I said, it was an absolute masterclass in how you should not deal with something. I'm not going to kick his back, and I think he acknowledged that. No, I do not believe Rory to be a racist. I think a lot of people was getting shit off back then. That was the whole point of the fake retweet game. And I ain't gonna sit there and lie. It was fun. The fake retweet game used to be fun. Used to be. I'm talking about 08. I'm now 08, 09, 2010, around that era.
I was in jail.
And that's what I'm saying. 15 years is a long time.
Yes, and this a lot of
You
people.
can't, people that pop up now, see these things, you say, oh, it was wild back then. No, that's not how it works.
Curious, 15 years ago, he's around what age?
He was young as
He's
fuck
35
back then.
now,
Yeah.
so he was like 19, 20, 21.
I always thought it was stupid when they find people teenage tweets. I think that's kind of ridiculous when they're a kid. Also, I think as a white person that has black friends and black culture, it's probably really frustrating to be called a racist. But I think that I think every white person should have a certain amount of guilt.
I'm fine with that, the guilt. I'm also want accountability from white people in general. I'm not talking about Rory now. I'm just talking about white people in general.
Yo, you a tan panther.
It always be them ones.
Yeah.
Down with Whitey.
No, Margaret
They said all my emojis is dark skinned. I had to redo them.
It's true.
They
It's
called me
true.
out bad. They're like, yeah,
You
just like
give
you,
that.
your emojis is dark skinned.
You would say, Mark?
Yeah, it's about accountability and, like you said earlier, awareness of who you are in a space. And I think every interaction I've had with Rory and everybody I know who's been around him says that he does have that. So the tweets were surprising to me. I don't think that's who he is. You know what I mean? I'm not going to cape and say, you know, you all got it wrong. I think people have a right to be hurt. I think
Definitely.
People have a right to be hurt. People have a right to want accountability, to want answers, to want an apology. I think all that's true.
You save yourself a lot of trouble with a quick apology. Get right to it.
Yeah.
Yo, I'm sorry. I know how this looks. I was a dick. That doesn't represent my views and my back. Now, I'm saying that, but at the same time, Rory was getting his back kicked in. Kayla Nicole was getting her back kicked in for apologizing.
All right, y'all. I got a lot to say. Let's get to it. First off, when Mona said, not him, hey, I almost fell out of my chair because I thought she was joking. Then I realized, oh, she really didn't, know about this situation. And that was the same thing with me. I just saw the space. I didn't look. I'm not super invested in let's say the community of all these podcasts. So on my timeline, I just saw Rory and Ma arguing in the space. I didn't see all of these tweets, which were crazy. And yeah, it kind of changes my opinion of the situation. And yeah, it's hard to give Rory any type of pass. And I'm even thinking, I don't know if Ma should have hopped in and tried to defend Rory. Because look, if he want to hop in the Twitter space and he want to bring up the tweets and he want to tackle it, then let him tackle it. That's what he wanted. And even on the podcast, Maul said, you know, hey, you like that. You like being involved with the drama. So let him do it. And then y'all can talk about it on the pod, whether or not you agree or you feel like everybody's tripping, because that was Maul's take on the pod. Oh, you know, all of these people, they don't have no lives. They don't go outside. But at the end of the day, you know your homeboy messed up. Your homeboy messed up on so many levels. Like Joe said, why are those tweets still there? If you know you had certain type of views back in the day, you need to address it before people start resurfacing anything. Okay? Also, I thought it was very interesting that Mark Lamont Hill kept calling Maul homeboy. So they don't say Maul's name at all. He's like the one who shall not be named. Did y'all peep that? I was like, what's going on with that? Also, when Joe was talking about how bad Rory handled the situation, he pulled out all the vocabulary words. He was insensitive. He was androgynous. he was philanthropic. Like, he was pulling out all the vocabulary words for how bad Rory handled that situation. By the way, I know that none of those words pertain to the situation. I know what androgynous means. I know what philanthropic means. Some of y'all be in the comments like, you do know the meaning of those words. I'm just saying that Joe pulled out the vocabulary. Okay? Yeah, you know, some of y'all in the comments with y'all overcorrecting. And see, I was so glad that Joe brought up and Mark brought up how crazy some of these fans are. And while I understand that Rory effed up, yes, this did start because the Kendrick Lamar fans were upset. Now, look, I thought it was cool that Joe said, hey, I don't think that Rory is racist. Because I was wondering how Joe was going to handle this. Was he going to just completely kick Rory's back in? Or was he going to be cool? And he was pretty cool. He was pretty, you know, he laughed. But he could have really took this opportunity to just be like, yo, Rory is a piece of crap. This is why y'all shouldn't be listening to their podcast. This is why I fired them. I knew it the whole time. I always had a feeling that boy didn't like black people. You know, he could have really went in, but he decided to keep it cool. That's why I keep telling y'all, he's kind of pieced it up with Rory, but he's still on the outs with Maul. I don't know if him and Maul will ever have a conversation, to be honest with y'all. But you see, he was kind of, you know, look, Joe, he threw him a lifeline. Okay, they still talked about it, but he threw him a lifeline, all right? But I also thought it was interesting when Mona said she believes that all white people should have a bit of guilt. And I'm going to tell y'all something. Sometimes I don't feel like that, but then I see some of these people on Twitter and I see some of the stuff going on in the world, and I think to myself, maybe you can sprinkle a little guilt on there. Because some of these people, boy, bro, since Twitter got like uncensored, I don't know if these people are trolling or if they're serious, but they going so hard, it feels serious to me. And then you wonder why people or black people feel a certain type of way. And I love that Mark Lamont Hill pointed out, it's always the light-skinned ones. The light-skinned ones are always the first, like, you know, black power, my brother, your melanin on your skin. You know, that's funny too, because that is true. The light-skinned ones, those are the most militant ones. If we really being real, some of the light-skinned dudes done carried the movement by themselves. They be getting dark-skinned people, hey man, we got to get up for this march. I got poster boards. Okay? And look, Rory, Maul, if y'all listening to this, don't respond. Don't even try to throw some jokes at Joe. Of course, we gonna cover it, but it ain't really much to say about this. Because y'all got to get at TMZ and everybody else who covered this as well before you get mad at Joe talking about it. So tell me what y'all think about this, man. Crazy weekend for Rory and Mal. And do y'all feel like their podcast is getting canceled? It seems like Mal is like, it wasn't a big deal. Rory seems apologetic. And Damaris is like, well, you know, I'm here. But she threw a couple of shots at them people in them spaces on the last episode too. She said, I went to the club and none of these people go outside. I was like, oh, okay, Damaris. So let me know what y'all think. Like the video and subscribe. I'll see y'all next time. Peace.